update video and get things going. I've been meaning to do an update. I just got my computer back up and running. Computer's been down for 2 months, so I haven't been able to make any videos. I just got it back up and going. So I've been meaning to update you guys because my YouTube channel, the views have really dropped off, so that sucks. But I got a call out video basically from Skate the 518. Imagine 518 is his area code or something. Anyway, he's been asking me a bunch of questions and stuff, not too typical. I answer a lot of my viewers' questions. So he took the time out of his day to shoot a video of his car and direct it towards me, so I figured I'd do the same. I haven't driven my Mustang in about a month, maybe a little longer. Had a lot of things to do around the house. I have a 1-year-old son now. He's a year and a month that I watch 4 days out of the week that I work. So I only get like 3 hours of sleep before I have to go into work. I work at night and I watch him during the day. So it's really hard to get time, let alone energy, to make a video. But anyway, Skate the 518, which you can look into the video responses, or I'll put a link down below, made a video of his car. He was asking me a few questions about the car. I'm going to start mine up just because I haven't done it in ages. You can see by all the crap piled up. Here's the old motor. I know I've showed this one a while. I could sell this old motor, but I've been keeping it for like nostalgia because this is the first motor in the Mustang that I beat on, and that's the motor that had a bunch of nitrous through it and handled it just fine. Anyway, he made a video about his car, so I figured I would return the favor. I'll start the car up and everything. I don't even know if it's going to start because battery will probably be dead. A little different from Skate the 518's motor. He's all stock. I have less stock stuff on my car than I do aftermarket stuff. I'm just going to go down a little list I made. And for all my other viewers, so I don't bore you out, the way this is going to work is you can shoot a video of your car or pictures, or just send me a message about your car, and we'll do videos where I'll present your car to my subscribers. I'll show the pictures, I'll show the modifications, and all that. And it's your choice. If you want me to analyze your setup, analyze your car, and tell you what you can improve upon, because I have a lot of experience, then that's your choice. If not, I can just show off your car, put a link to your YouTube channel, get everybody some publicity. I just ask that you guys return the favor. If I show off your car and you have some subscribers, I ask that you return the favor and show them to my channel. So in that theme, what we're going to do is go down the list of his video of things he was asking about. First thing he showed off that I noted was a speaker wire. He had a giant speaker wire going from the positive terminal and routed all crazy, and it hit the firewall, and I think it dipped down and went around. That's not too uncommon. The way I have it worked is I have a lot of things tucked back here in the ignition coil, and then they come up over here. They're all wrapped up real tight, and then they come down. I have them routed under the windshield wiper fluid and down. I don't have much lighting in here, so I apologize. So that's not too uncommon, but the way I would do it is, if that wire is long enough, which it looks like it is I would route it behind the battery terminal, under the radiator, under the radiator core support right here, under here. I have a bunch of wires under here. There's actually all the wiring for the headlights and stuff I tucked under here. It's normally, in most Mustangs, it's tucked in between the radiator right here. So I tuck it under here. I mean, you could trace it all the way around the rear fender. And if you see, my car has nitrous, but you can't even tell. See if you can see the nitrous lines in there. The nitrous lines are in there. Anyway, back here on the passenger side, well, it's too fucking dark. Back on the passenger side, there's a lot more places to put bigger wires and then run the wires down the passenger side of the car. The problem is you're going to have to run it from the battery back there. So if I were you, what I would do is either that, which would be cleaner, but it's a lot more wiring, or just run it straight into the fender here. There's this big opening right here for the windshield wiper fluid, and run it in the fender. When you open your door, there's going to be places in your door to run it into the car from inside the fender. You're going to have to take your wheel off, jack the car up, take the wheel off, and you can run it into the car through there to run to the fender. That's what I would do with that wire. Move right along. Fog light. He said his fog lights were missing. That's pretty common. The wiring always seems to screw up with GTs. I don't have a GT, so I don't really know all the problems with the wirings, but I always hear about wiring problems on those. So that's really up to you. If you want fog lights, you're probably going to have to rewire stuff, solder stuff. Don't use crimp connectors, use soldering. I don't have too much experience on that, but I could find out if you really needed help. He showed off his stock rims. I like stock rims. I might have fancy drag lights. You know, I might have fancy drag lights and stuff, but those stock rims, especially the spiral ones, are nice. I have my stock 10 holes over here. I have stock hood right there. I like the stock wheels that come on the GTs a lot better. If it was my car, I would do whatever I could to keep the stock wheels, because to me they look good. It keeps the look of the older car, and you know, it's more of a sleeper thing. People don't think the car is quick because it has old crappy wheels. Next thing he pointed out was his interior, so I'll go to mine. We have the same color pattern interior. He still has the red seats. My red seats were all torn to hell, so I had to replace my seats. These seats are SN95 seats out of a 1994 GT Mustang. They're better seats because they have better lumbar support. They hold you in the seat better. They have better thigh supports here that are adjustable. I got these seats because they were $100, like brand new. The passenger seat looks like no one ever sat in it when I first got it, and they're super comfy. They obviously don't match the interior at all, but I was looking to get something cheap. I'm eventually going to go to full-out racing seats, but those aren't cheap, so that's why they're not in the car yet. Thing with doing the interior is I'm going to switch to black seats and black carpet, because there's a whole lot of red, which back in the 80s that was fine. Every car had that, but nowadays it looks kind of tacky. So if you go to red carpet, if you go to black carpet, which is about $130 I think, and they're not hard to install, you just have to pull the seats out, the center console, the rear seats. I think that's all you have to really pull. You might have to pull the rear quarter panels here. But just black carpet, I mean, that would make a huge difference if that's something you're looking into. I don't know. Oh yeah, his seats looked really good, so that's pretty rare. Seat frames break pretty often. You'll get what's called a gangster lean, where when you hit the throttle, the car will throw you back, and you kind of lean off to one side. That's because the frame inside the seats break, which most upholstery shops actually know about that and are really good at fixing it, and they repair it for pretty cheap. My buddy just got his seats fixed for like $90 or something. Anyway, trying to go through these quick. The paint looks good on this car. I was just going to say you need to buff it. Buff the car at least once a year. If you have winter conditions, buff your car before and after winter. So what we do to our vehicles here in Colorado, at least I do, keep paint up. He said he took the sunroof out to clean it. While the sunroof's out, try and see if you can afford to replace the weather seal, because those go bad pretty quick. And you'll have a leak in the sunroof every time you go to the car wash or whatever. And when you pull it out, make sure you clean everything, because it can rust. Or there, if you have rust, clean it up, paint it. Speakers. He went to the back of his car and looked in the rear window, and he had these giant speakers and this giant amp. I wouldn't have the amp in the back window. That's up to you. It's your car, but anyone that peeks in your back window, you don't have tint, they see that giant amp and you're just asking for someone to break into your car and do a bunch of damage and steal your expensive system. I don't know much about systems anymore. I used to when I had them in my cars years ago, but probably aren't cheap, so I'd be careful. Thing of the speaker system, if you're really looking for performance, I mean, that speaker box is probably minimum of 50 pounds, probably closer to 75. And 75 pounds in a car that doesn't have a whole lot of power is a huge, huge difference. You're talking half a second in the quarter mile probably. I'd be willing to put money on. So it's up to you if you want that big boom and bass thing, but you can find a lot smaller, lighter boxes. So it's just better for performance, and you can have a good sound system too. Tint, I was going to say tint. If you want to tint your windows, it'd look good. It also hide the speaker system like we were talking about. You said hi to Greg, so I was going to say hi to Greg. He's a nice friend to help you out with your video. Yeah, that was really it. Speakers are a little too heavy for performance and stuff. We've already been talking, me and him, about what performance things he could do for his car. So I think that wraps up what I thought about his video. I made notes as I watched it. So I'm going to start up my Mustang. I honestly haven't started it in at least a month. It's probably been longer, so I don't know if it's even going to start. The battery on this seems to drain pretty quick, so I always have it on a battery charger, and I haven't had it on there for a while, so I don't even know. I got all this crap behind the car because I'm not even use. This is good use for the old motor to hold up my camera. So yeah, that's my son's kiddie pool on his on top of a damn Mustang. So let's see if this thing even starts. It probably will.
Already people who depend on them, and they've been cutting salary.
Alright, so it started up just fine. Took a little longer than normal to turn over, but that's not surprising considering how long it sat. It actually has a stock mid-pipe on it right now. That's the off-road pipe over there with no cats. It actually has a stock mid-pipe on it right now because I'm trying to get it to pass emissions. That's the real reason I haven't really drove it or made videos. Is because I'm trying to get this thing to pass emissions. I have to wait for something to get in the mail about it, so I'll find out within probably 2 weeks if it passed emissions or not, and then I can put the loud exhaust back on. But even with the stock mid pipe, you can still hear it. You can still hear it camming a little bit. You can still hear the cam and everything. Give it a second to warm up before I rev it up because it has sat so long. Oil pressure is on the left, temperature on the right. Showing just about 50 pounds of oil pressure, which is pretty good. The oil needs change. It's still got Walmart brand oil in it from breaking in the motor because I've only put 750 miles or so since I rebuilt the motor. That old motor I showed you. Show you my interior a little bit. I know the video's dark, so you're not going to be able to see shit, but the rear seats are actually pretty good. The rear seats are coming out this winter. I'm going to be putting in a roll bar. It needs a new windshield. The windshield's been cracked forever, but last time I went to the track, a rock hit the windshield, which pissed me off. Cracked pretty bad. The panel here is cracked. I gotta fix that. Try to put some JB weld on it, but I wasn't even really paying attention, so it didn't even work that well. So it's bullshit. But that's really it. I don't really have much gripes. The paint needs buffed. The hood needs the tape taken off, which I've just been too lazy to do. I just don't give a crap. Roller rockers are kind of loud on the passenger side of the motor, so I need to pull the valve cover and adjust the rockers. Other than that, it's pretty good. The stock exhaust really chokes the motor. When it has this much power, the stock exhaust can't really keep up the stock mid-pipe, so it loses a ton of power. It runs like shit because of all the back pressure. So that's like the main reason why I haven't drove it, because it just runs like shit. The power it loses a lot of power on the top end and stuff. It's kind of funny because the exhaust is quiet relative to the off-road pipe. So it's kind of funny to drive it with this exhaust, just because it's still quick, but it's quiet. It's been long enough, so I'll rev up the motor a little bit. So if you watched any of my other videos, you realize how quiet the stock exhaust really makes this thing. So yeah, that's it. He took time out of his day to make a video for me. I decided to do the same for him. I think he's the first person that's ever made a video for me about his car. So that's it, guys. This is an update video. I know the video's long as shit. So what we're going to do here in the future is my viewers are going to ask that if you want to, you send me information about your car. Send me links to pictures that I can save and use. Send me a complete build sheet. Tell me how many miles your car has, what year it is, make, model, options if you'd like. Tell me the modifications you've made. I don't really mind if it's a long laundry list. I don't care if it's just a couple words. But I ask that you give details. If you're going to tell me it's head cam intake 5.0, tell me what heads, cam, and intake. If you want me to analyze your setup, look at the parts and tell what's good parts and what's bad parts, what you can buy to make the car faster, etc., let me know and I'll do that. I've been building these cars. I've been building this car for a while. I've been in the Mustang community for a while, so I know a whole lot about these cars. I'm not a guru. I'm not the end-all be-all, but I can help you easily with the basic stuff. So send me information on your car, pictures. I'll put it up in my videos. I'll link to your YouTube account, so my viewers will go check out your car and probably subscribe. If that's the case, I just ask that you return the favor. You make a shout out video sending your viewers to my channel, so we can all spread the love, per se, about these Mustangs. That's really it. We're going to be doing a lot of videos like that. Another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a new show I'm calling Mustang's Corner. And what's going to happen is I'm going to make videos telling you and the people out there on the internet the best modifications you can do to a car. It's basically going to be a questions and answers show. You see a lot of people like, what's the best first modification I can do to my car? You know, what's good heads for my car? What's a good cam for my car? What's the best gears? What's the best clutch? Stuff like that. I'll be doing shows like that because winter is coming really soon, and this car with this power, drag radials and shit doesn't get driven in the winter. Sorry, but I'll make videos when the weather's nice, but not when there's snow on the ground, obviously. So we're going to start doing that. So if you have some basic questions, like I said, what's the best first modification? What heads should I get? I have $1,500. How should I spend it? I have these modifications, that sort of stuff. send me those questions. Post it in the comments below. If you're coming across this video randomly, make sure you rate the video, thumbs up it, comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe so you can watch my newer videos. Alright guys, sorry it's been 2 months or so since I've made a video that's worth a damn, but that's because my computer was down. It's now fixed, so I'll get back on to making more entertaining videos for you guys. So anyway, thanks for watching. I know this video is dragged on. Later.